If you're going to gamble, you better do it on a sure thing. Whether you're looking for the diamond, executive, VIP, or premier experience, hotel accommodations are limited, so you better place your bets fast and get ready for what is truly going to be an extraordinary experience. The 10X Growth Conference 2020 in Las Vegas. Reserve your seat.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Young Hustlers. My name is Jared Glant. We're here on the Cardone Zone every Thursday at noon East Coast Standard Time to help you get your sales and your business game right. You know, I've had the opportunity over the last 9 years to work hand in hand with Grant Cardone, the Grant Cardone, and I got to tell you, it's been the most amazing education I've ever had in my life about thinking big, about money, about sales, about negotiating deals, about finding deals, about branding online, about scaling yourself. Like, there's so many different things that I've had the opportunity to witness firsthand. And the purpose of the show is that I can come and actually share with you some of the things that I have learned working with Grant. And today I have a great topic because this is one of the things that really stuck out to me hard with Grant. And it's a big, huge mistake that people make. Today's show is about the biggest opportunity in business. And so many people fail at this one single thing. And it seems like it's simple to do from the outside. When you start getting into it, you start realizing that it requires a pretty high level of commitment and a lot of creativity and a lot of action. And really one of the reasons why Grant has been as successful as he is today is because he's mastered this one thing. So, let's go back a little bit. So, you're probably watching this show right now because you want to make more money, you want to increase your sales in your company. Maybe you have a company and you're trying to grow your company, or you want to hire more people or something like that. But let's just take a look first at how we got to where we're at today in business, right? So I'm in a sales organization. I'm a salesperson by trade, I would call it. If you went back like 60, 70 years and you looked at how people traded, how people sold and did commerce, and it was completely different than it is today. They would go to markets and they would barter depending on where you are in the world. They would go door to door and they would knock door to door. They used to sell cars door to door, if you can imagine that. They had no other way to get in front of the customer than to physically go and do it. And that worked. That was all they knew. But what that presented itself with was so many limitations on reach. Right? If you're a single person and you're driving around the country, there's only so many places you can see. There's so many people you can see and so many places you can go before you run out of time, right? And so as you kind of move through time and you get to when phones became a really, really big selling tool and people started billing out call centers and now next thing you know, instead of having one person that was traveling around, you have an office or a big facility full of people that were on the phone, and you could really scale your reach. That worked, and it worked for a long time until people were looking for even more ways to scale, because even when you're on a phone, you're still only talking to one person at a time, and it requires energy and effort. There's only so many phone calls you can make in a day. And then you finally get to where we're at today, and this is the most exciting thing. When you start interacting with the internet and social media and emails, and you start using all these digital forms, all these gifts that we have been given as professionals and business owners and business people, entrepreneurs, whatever, you are able to have scale at levels, man, I don't know what the exact number is, but I bet you have the ability to scale yourself now in today's age in business to what probably would take 200 people, 150 people worth of production to do 40 years ago. When you can make a post online and you can interact with people who are engaging on it. Yeah, I can make a post and 50 people comment, right? Or I can send an email out and 3,000 people open it. To get to those levels of communication, like back in the day, it was just, people couldn't even fathom it. So the biggest opportunity that you have today is to scale yourself. And this is like the golden opportunity. My man, Frank Kern, he's the co-founder of the Cardone Kern Agency with Grant, where we handle advertising for businesses and sell marketing and advertising products. He tells me that we're in the golden age of advertising because it's so cheap to advertise compared to historically what it would cost. And what I can tell you is that in business today, this is the golden era. You have more ways to reach customers and to penetrate into your marketplace deeper than ever before. So the big opportunity is scaling yourself, but the biggest opportunity is not leaving the face-to-face visit, is not leaving the phone call visit, not leaving those things behind, but to actually integrate them into what you're doing. The biggest opportunity that you have in sales and business today is to use every single vehicle, mechanism, line of communication out into the world. Use every single one as hard as you possibly can, at volumes as high as you possibly can, because that truly gives you the ability to go into places that other people can't, and most people truly won't. So while that is the biggest opportunity, the biggest mistake that people are making right now is they're picking a favorite platform. They're picking a favorite, they only make cold calls. They only use social. They only use email. Or there's one of these that they use 90% of the time, and then the remaining 10% is split up between everything else. But you got to understand right now that if you truly want to take advantage of what's happening right now, you have to go in all directions at all times. And dude, it's gonna be a little brutal in the beginning. Let me just tell you, to think that anything great is gonna ever come to you without sacrificing is just it's stupid. You're gonna have to make sacrifices. And for me, when I started working for Grant, that meant sacrificing 2 or 3 years, really living broke, not having a huge social life, living way beneath my means so I could start packing money away. When you adopt this kind of all in, all channels, all directions mindset, there will be some sacrifice. There's gonna be some transition. You're gonna go a little bit crazy probably trying to figure out how to do it. But for those that can go out and master this multi-line of communication reach in every single direction using face-to-face, phones, emails, social, paid social like advertising, YouTube, all the different platforms, YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the people that can master all of these things are the ones who 10 years from now are gonna look back and go, wow, I'm so glad that I went all in and did what I did and took the haircut, ate the nasty sandwich. I was gonna say something else. Ate the nasty sandwich back then so that I could be in a better position today and now to maximize what we have. And so for me, that looks I remember I just got back from a vacation. I went to Greece and took my family to Mykonos. And it was honestly a trip of a lifetime. We went on this trip and I had a moment where I turned to my wife and I was like, man, I could never imagine that I'd be on a trip like this. We rented a big yacht. We had this big villa and we went to all these restaurants. I mean, everything was just I couldn't have even afford, I wasn't even in a position to afford a plane ticket to Greece when I first started working for Grant. But because I made the sacrifices in the beginning, I put myself in a position where now I can look back and be like, dude, it all paid off because I'm able to do things now that I never would have been able to if I would have kind of crept into this. And so I'm gonna encourage you guys to do the same. And now that leads to the next question, which is how do I do it? Where do I start? How do I go into this space of all out, massive action, 10x in every direction? I think that what you have to do is you have to understand and take an inventory of where you're spending your time right now. If you feel scattered in your day, if you don't feel like you have blocks of activity that push on one of these channels, if you're not making, one thing that was huge for us here is we would take one thing that we created and we would use it in different places so that we would not have to scale the work, we could scale the platforms. And I think that'll be really important for you is understanding how can you do something once and then leverage all these platforms to get you the scale and the reach that you're looking for. If you have questions on the show, by the way, call in 305-865-8668. I know we got some callers, we'll get to them in a minute here. 305-865-8668. The biggest opportunity you have right now is going all in on these platforms. And if you need help doing it, you can do a couple things. Number one, you could just start going online and researching and, trying to go down the rabbit hole and trying to figure out who to trust, what works, what doesn't, is it gonna be worth your time, is it gonna be a waste of your time? Like, you can go down that rabbit hole, or you can come and learn from us. Now, there's two ways you can do that. Number one, you can watch. You know, that is one thing that Grant for years has talked about, is like, dude, just watch what he does. Watch what we do here. Watch how we use all these platforms, how you're like, how are you in all these places at the same time? Like, watch and learn. Watch the content that gets produced and learn from what we're producing. Watch how we promote things, right? Like, you can sit back and you can watch. That's one way to do it. Another option that you have is you can actually learn from us. And so this is super exciting because it's a newer relationship for us with Frank. And Frank, if you don't know Frank Kern, he's like one of the top advertising gurus in the history of mankind, certainly Earth and the planet and the world. And if you don't believe him, just ask him. No, but he's a great guy, and he's a genius. He's brilliant. He's understood how to leverage different platforms, whether it's direct mail, whether it's email or internet the internet back in the day, whether it's Facebook now, whether it's Instagram tomorrow. Like, he's an ad guy, and Grant is a branding guy. And we've been able to bring these two guys together and leverage both of their experience to create something amazing in the Cardone Kern agency. And so my point in telling you that is that Grant and Frank are going to do a live training on marketing and branding. And I'm super excited about this. A thing you may or may not know is that Frank, in the beginning, when he first started kind of seeing Grant cross his radar, he didn't really know what to think of him, and he thought he was a little too pushy. And, you know, for an ad guy, I mean, there's always this advertising and sales thing. Like, you know, the advertising people want to attract people in, and they want to reel them in, and they want to bring them in with beautiful creative and, you know, converting copy and all these things. And, you know, the salespeople just go kick the freaking door in. And so there's always this little thing. But what's happened is the internet has allowed both of those roads to merge. And so, really interesting story is that Frank started watching Grant and what he was doing, and how we were using content, and how we were using the internet really to brand. I mean, like, we built a brand online before we started paying and spending money to advertise. And for a lot of people, that's really hard to figure out and hard to navigate. And so Frank actually went through and he was watching Grant go through and what he was doing and how he was promoting the content. And he actually started developing systems around that he used, and he was seeing some like massive increases in his business. And so, like, now that Frank's on our team, you know, we've learned this, and so we're super excited that the biggest name in sales and business and branding and the biggest name in the advertising and marketing space are coming together to do a webinar, a live training on marketing and branding. So if you want to sell more product online, if you have a business and you want to make more money, if you're an entrepreneur and you have an idea and it needs to get out into the marketplace, then you need to join us on our webinar where Grant and Frank for at least 2 hours are going to go through how branding and marketing and advertising all combine to help expand your reach and scale your brand in ways that you never thought possible. Now, again, you don't have to do this with us, but what you can do is you can learn from the millions of dollars we've spent online. You can learn from Frank's 25 years of experience. You can learn from our experience being in the trenches building this. And for $47, you can come learn from two of the brightest minds in the business space. If you go to cardonekern.com/live, you can reserve your seat, cardonekern.com/live to reserve your seat. $47. It's going to be an amazing live training where these two guys are going to go deep into basically like probably one of the most important things in your business, which is how you get attention and how you bring people, leads, traffic, opportunity into your company. Now, I do want to mention one thing. For those of you who purchase now, right now, cardonekern.com/live, we have some bonuses that you're going to get included that are just like, there's $9,000 in bonuses. So you're going to get Frank's client acquisition system, his information business blueprint, and his best-selling program, Mass Conversion. These are programs that you get immediate access to right now when you sign up and enroll and reserve your spot today for the webinar. Go to cardonekern.com/live. Natalie, let's go to the phones.
All right. You got John Pauline
John, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jared.
Thanks for calling, man. How are you doing?
Thanks for taking my call. I want to let you know my biggest opportunity today is coming to work for you guys.
Love it. How come you're not? How come you're not working here yet?
Because I sent in my video, I sent it to your DM. I'm the guy. I'm the 20-year-old. I said I can do whatever it takes.
Dude, I love that. You just got to submit it to the 60-second video on your resume to careers@grantcardone.com and then follow up with HR.
Yeah, I've been following up every day. I'm doing exactly like you're telling me.
Good. Good. Are you getting a call back?
No, but I appreciate your response from when you were in Mykonos. You told me to follow up with HR. I appreciate you responding to me from all the way over there.
Yeah, for sure. But you just need to change your pitch too. Go back and watch the follow-up podcast that we did a while back, because if you're not getting the result that you want from follow-up, then you're probably doing something wrong. At minimum, you should get at least a no. Now, you could also not be qualified for the role. So, like, you know, like that could be another reason why you're not getting a call back. But continue to follow up, man. That's what I'd do if I was you. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call, bro. Next caller.
You've got Robert in San Diego.
Robert in San Diego, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Good, brother. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Who am I speaking to?
This is Jared.
Oh, Mr. Jared. Hi, this is Robert. It's my 5th time calling.
My
I had the
man.
pleasure of talking to last 4 times to Grant himself. Thank you so much, Jared.
Yeah, it's
I got
great.
a question for you, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, I'm in a flower business. I do specialize in wedding flowers.
Okay.
And what I do often is when I meet with the bride and groom and they put a deposit towards the wedding, let's say 6 months down the road. Let's say it's a $2,000 wedding, and they put $1,000 down for a deposit. Is it okay to use that money for a day-to-day operation of the business, such as payroll, promotion, advertising, and then whatever is left when it gets closer to the wedding day itself, to use it for the purpose of delivering the services, goods and services?
Well, I mean, you know, I don't know how you allocate money in your business, but, you know, at the end of the day, you've got a bank account, and as long as you're solvent and you can fulfill the order when it comes, I mean, you have an obligation to do that. I think where people get in trouble is they use funds from future events or something like this to manage the day-to-day operation of the business, and then they end up in a position where the wedding comes and something happened, you got in a car accident, business changed, you know, where you rent increase, you know, your landlord increased your rent in your office where your flower shop is, or whatever the case may be, and then you're not able to fund the actual activity. I think that's where people get into trouble. You know, we have money that comes in today that we use in a lot of different ways, but we know that we're solvent. We know we have enough money coming in to be able to make good on our obligations, right? So, you know, that's a cash flow decision that you're going to have to figure out the answer to based on your business. But, you know, if you're solvent, then I don't think it should be an issue.
Yes, I think I'm very, very responsible when it comes to that department because I've been doing it for such a long time. It's just that's my niche right now because I'm new to this area. Not new to the business, but I'm new to the area. The business has only been open only about 2.5 years, and I'm already doubled my sales from last year.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Listening to Grant. Yeah, I'm just listening to Grant. I was there at GrowCon 3, and I'm going to be there at GrowCon 4. No doubt.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, sir.
I love it. Well, I appreciate the call. Good luck.
All right. You got one more caller. You got Roy in London.
Roy from London. Roy, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
You there?
Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on, bro?
I'm okay. Who is this?
This is Jared.
Okay,
hey,
Jared, what's up?
Who's this?
This is Roy. I'm from London. Is this Jared?
Good. I just want to make sure I was talking to the right guy.
Oh, okay, me too. You just, you've been online so fast. So, Jared, I have a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a Grant VP sales, so what do you think is the most important value, right, that you have that helps you to achieve this kind of a strong sales team?
Me personally or the organization?
Oh, well, since that you're the VP sales, so I think that it's more a question about you, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that I care about people, you know, like Like I want people to do well. I want our clients to do well. I want employees that work here to do well. You know, like when you genuinely care about people, I think that people realize that and they understand that. Like I may be an asshole sometimes, but at the end of the day, I think all these people in here know that I care about them and I want them all to do well, even if things get tough at times. And I think that that's really important as you build a team, is that they know that you got their back and that you don't have to agree. It's like any relationship. You don't have to agree all the time, but at the end of the day, you know who's got your back. You know that your partner loves you or cares about you and is always gonna be there and nothing's ever gonna happen. And you guys are just gonna work through things and figure things out together. And I think that as an organization, if you can install that in your people so that they have faith in you and confidence in you, and they know that you're gonna help them achieve what's important to them, then I think that's how you build a world-class organization and a strong team of people that are committed and that will go all in and work hard for you because they love working for you and they love working with you and they love being a part of the team. You know, I think those are, you know, that's probably for building a team, that's probably the most important thing.
Wow, man, thank you. It was very inspirational.
Oh, good, man. I'm glad that all the way from over in the UK, I was able to inspire you today.
Yeah, man, you inspire me always.
All right,
Thanks.
man. I appreciate that. Thanks for the call. All right, guys, so look, this is a sales show. It's about increasing sales, growing your business, and you cannot do that today to the degree that you deserve and you know you're capable of unless you are leveraging every possible channel and line of communication. So your homework assignment for the day, I guess for the week, because we do the show once a week. Your homework assignment for the week is to take an inventory of where you're spending your time. Like when you look at the time that you spend in a day, and look at first of all how much time you spend actually producing. So you know, depending on your role in the company, like it could be different, but look at like, are you spending 2 hours a day making calls? Are you spending 5 hours a day making calls? Are you spending 30 minutes a day online? Like it's changed for me. Like I go through my Instagram messages and there's like literally every single day there's another 80 messages in there, 100 messages in there. And then and I got to go through and answer them. Like that is now an email communication that comes direct to me. So now on top of that, I have got my email. So like, my point is that like you have to start looking at how much time you're spending on these things and know like if you can do more on all of them. This sounds so stupid, but it's the truth. If you can do more on all of them, you'll get more. And all you have to do is just figure out how committed you are to putting in the work, because it is going to be work. Like no amount of scheduling tweets or posts or automating emails or whatever, none of those things are going to completely bypass the fact that it's work. And as long as you can get on board with the work thing, and I'm not going to tell you it's going to happen overnight, it's not going to happen in a couple months, but if you can like do this for like a couple years, dude, it will be a life-changing event for you. And the beautiful part is you're in complete control of that. It's all up to you. Like it's up to you to determine, hey, like I was up at 3:30 today because of the time change. And I was like, man, dude, like all this time in the morning that I'm sleeping in bed, that I have the opportunity to, you know, be more productive. I hate when that happens. But you can't edit that out. It's a live show, you know. But you just got to roll with it, you know. Got to roll with the punches in life, you know. Roll with the sneezes. So yeah, like figure out a way to leverage all these platforms. Go all in, you know, like do the hard thing now. Take the sacrifice. Do this, make the sacrifice now, because it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it, and things will continue to improve for you. My wife actually did this 30 days. She said, I'm going to go live every day. She's sharing it on multiple platforms and stuff, but she started a business. She said, I'm going to go live for every 30 days. End of 30 days, she had her first client. And then she's continued to do that over the last 5 months. Now she's got 12 clients, and then she's got people in her mastermind, and she's got all this amazing stuff happen because she's like, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to start working every day. And she was willing to go for a few months before she really saw anything. Like, for all of the work that she was putting in, she was getting very little in return. And if you can master that, dude, if you can master the art of putting a lot of effort in as a deposit and not getting a return immediately, dude, that'll change your game as an employee. That'll change your game as a business owner. That'll change your game as an investor. If you have the ability to go all in and kind of delay the gratification, dude, it's a game changer. And I just got to tell you, biggest opportunity you have right now is figuring out how to do all of these things, because so many people are relying on one or two. This is Young Hustlers. Every single week, we come back, same place, same time, to help you get your money right, get your business right, and do better in life. I mean, that's truly what the show is all about. Just how do I do better? How do I get more? How do I make a bigger impact? And remember that anybody who condemns your hustle has already given up on the hustle themselves, so don't even listen to them. We'll see you next week.
If you're going to gamble, you better do it on a sure thing. Whether you're looking for the diamond, executive, VIP, or premier experience, hotel accommodations are limited, so you better place your bets fast. And get ready for what is truly going to be an extraordinary experience. The 10X Growth Conference 2020 in Las Vegas. Reserve your seats while they last.